Hi there, how are you today? I hope you're having a wonderful day. If you're new here, welcome to our blog, and if you've been here before, well, it's great to have you back. In this video, we're going to look at 6 hot topics that often come up for discussion in Advanced Speaking Part 4. So if you're preparing for the Cambridge Advanced exam, or you're interested in learning more about it, then I highly suggest you watch this video as well as the others in the series. So get yourself a hot drink, make yourself comfortable, and let's chat about speaking part 4. In January, I always make New Year's resolutions. You know those promises that you make to be a better, healthier, fitter human being? Well, I don't know why I bother with those, because every year by February, I'm back to eating chocolate, drinking too much coffee, and watching Netflix on the sofa instead of going to the gym. But habits like these, along with health, diet, exercise, and sport, are the kind of things that the examiners like to discuss in Speaking Part 4. Here is an exam-style question on the topic of health and lifestyle. Is it difficult to have a healthy lifestyle in the modern world? Why or why not? Pause the video and then discuss the question with a friend or record yourself. Then play it back and see how your answer could be improved. Press play on the video when you're ready to go on. Are you a fitness fanatic or a couch potato? Or perhaps you're both, depending on your mood. Well, in case you didn't know, fitness fanatic and couch potato are 2 examples of collocations in English. So collocations are words that naturally work together in English. Now, if you want to sound more like a native speaker and do better in the speaking exam, then it's a really good idea to try using collocations like the ones in this activity. So press pause on the video and then choose the phrases in the sentences that best describe your opinions. Press play when you're ready to continue. Like you, I'm aware that the earth is in a terrible mess. I try to do my part, like I wash out my used yogurt cups or food containers. I avoid using plastic bags. I reduce my water usage, and I try to teach my young kids to do the same. But then I think about the large-scale damage that is being done to the earth by huge factories and oil companies and mines and by airlines and cruise ships. And it's just, well, it's awful, really. And I genuinely worry about what kind of world we are leaving for our children and our future grandchildren. In the speaking test, the examiner might ask you about this, about climate change and pollution, as well as recycling and other eco-friendly initiatives. So you get to talk about not only the problems facing us, but also possible solutions. Take a look at another exam-style question on the topic of the environment. Do you think that individuals can do very much on their own to protect the environment? So like before, pause the video and discuss the question with a friend or record yourself, and then play back to check your answer. Press play on this video when you're ready to continue. In the exam, candidates that can use idioms correctly and appropriately do get a better mark. So why not try integrating some of these idioms into your speaking on the topic of the environment? So pause the video and look at the sentences. Choose the right words to complete each of the idioms. Then press play when you're ready to check your answers. How did you get on with these idioms? Did you know any of them? Did any of them ring a bell? Well, let's find out. Number 1 is to turn a blind eye. So this is to ignore something that you know is wrong. Number 2 is the tip of the iceberg. So this is the small, noticeable part of a much bigger problem. Number 3, getting out of hand means getting out of control. Number 4, to be in deep water means to be in serious trouble. Number 5, a drop in the ocean is a very small amount compared to what is needed. Number 6, the bottom line is the most important fact in a particular situation. And number 7, gaining ground is making progress or becoming more popular. So make a note of these in your notebook and try to use them actively in your speaking. I've had a lot of different jobs in my life. I've been a waitress at an Italian restaurant. I've been an office worker, a teacher trainer, a school manager, and actually I was even a clown for children's parties when I was at university. Each of those jobs involved different skills and know-how. They needed different kinds of training, and they paid very different salaries. Each one of them had their own set of benefits and downsides. These are the kind of things that could come up for discussion in Speaking Part 4, in reference to your own experiences, but also to work and employment in general. Here's one more exam-style question on the topic of jobs and working life. Which is more important in any job? Qualifications, personality, or work experience? So as we did before, press pause on the video, practice it, and press play when you're ready to continue. In Part 4, you need to use a wide range of vocabulary to do well. So using words like the ones in this activity can help to show the examiner that you're a solid C1 candidate. So pause the video, then complete the sentences about Diana's job. There are some letter prompts there to help you in case you need them. Then press play when you're ready to go over your answers. Let's check your answers and see how many of these vocabulary items you knew. So number 1 is a dead-end job. This is a job in which you've got no chance of progressing or getting a better position. Number 2 is maternity leave. This is the break that women take from work when they want to have a baby. Number 3 is volunteer work. So this is work that you do without pay, usually for a charity. Number 4 is a workaholic. This is a person who works too much and they find it difficult not to work. Number 5 is job satisfaction. That's the feeling of pleasure or achievement you get from doing your job. Number 6 is the breadwinner, so the person who earns the money that the family needs. And number 7 are benefits. So these are the advantages that employees get from their employer in addition to money, so in addition to their monthly salary. When I think of globalization, I think of this. A group of friends of different ethnicities or races all hanging out at a huge shopping center, buying products from all over the world and happily participating in consumer culture. Now, sure, I realize that there is much more to globalization than just this. It's also global social influences. It's the internet, social media, international travel, the spread of viruses and diseases across borders, and more. It's a huge topic and one that's quite hard to define, with obvious advantages and disadvantages. It definitely makes for a great discussion, and that's why it's a popular choice in the exam. Let's do a bit more practice with an exam-style question on the topic of globalization. What do you think is the most positive aspect of globalization? Why? So pause the video and press play when you're ready to continue. Phrasal verbs are a big deal in the advanced exam. not only in speaking part 4, but in every paper, in every part of the test. Phrasal verbs add color and range to your speaking and your writing. And to be honest, they make you sound a lot more natural. So it's really important that you try to actively include phrasal verbs into your communication. So let's practice, shall we? Pause the video and complete the sentences using the correct particles. So those are prepositions or adverbs. Then press play when you're ready to check your answers. Right, so how good are you at phrasal verbs? Well, let's find out. So number 1 is to come across. This is to find something by chance. Number 2 is to throw away. So this is to get rid of something, like it's rubbish. Number 3 is to take up. This is to start a new activity or hobby. Number 4, eat out. This is to eat at a restaurant. And count on is to be sure that something will happen. Number 5, to give up. This is to stop doing something or having something. Number 6 is to go after. So this is to chase or target something or someone. And number 7 is to keep up with. So this is to continue to be informed about something. Okay, so how many of these did you get right? Have you ever heard the saying that money makes the world go round? Well, it basically means that money is essential. And while it might be more important to some people than to others, there is no denying that it's necessary to survive in the modern world. I mean, if you want to pay your rent or your mortgage, buy food or petrol, get medicine, go on holiday. If you want to do any of that, then you've got to have money. Money makes things happen. So if this topic comes up, which it often does, you could be asked concrete questions about the different ways of making money, of spending, saving, or wasting it, or more hypothetical questions of whether money can buy happiness. And on that note, let's look at a related exam-style question on the topic of money and finances. Some people say it's only possible to be happy if you have a lot of money. What's your opinion? Pause the video and press play when you're ready to go on. As I mentioned before, people have very different attitudes and opinions on this topic. For you to express your attitude with precision in speaking part 4, it can be a good idea to use attitude markers. Now, these can be adverbs or phrases, but we'll just use adverbs, so that's words ending in ly, in this task because they're the easiest to integrate into your speaking. So pause the video, then complete the sentences with attitude markers. Please use the words in brackets to help you. Then press play when you're ready to check your answers. Did you find it easy to come up with the attitude markers, or were some of them a bit tricky? Well, check your answers and then let's practice your pronunciation. So I will say one and then you repeat after me. Number 1, undoubtedly. Number 2, ideally. Number 3, unfortunately. Number 4, surprisingly. Number 5, arguably. Number 6, interestingly. Number 7, admittedly. Good. Now remember to check your spelling of these carefully, okay? Because as you know, in the exam, spelling matters. When I was younger, I worked in and traveled around South and Central America for over 3 years. Of all the countries I visited, I loved Costa Rica the most. It had these beautiful tropical beaches and the rainforest, the volcano, and this really cool, relaxed pura vida lifestyle. It was amazing, but also very touristy. On the one hand, it was great for the community as it created lots of jobs and improved the economy as well as local infrastructure. But on the other hand, it also led to a lot of pollution and I felt a general exploitation of their culture for profits. So I've seen firsthand the pros and cons of a country being a popular travel destination. In the test, they could ask you about your personal travel experiences and your opinions about these places, as well as a discussion of the broader issues and concerns related to tourism. Here is one final exam-style question on the topic of travel and tourism. How do you think people can benefit from traveling to other countries? Pause the video and press play when you're ready to look at the final activity. To do well in Speaking Part 4, you have to be good at giving your opinions. So to wrap up this video, let's practice doing exactly that. Let's read the statements about tourism and think about how the economy, environment, and local people could be affected. Then say whether you agree or disagree with these statements. 1. Tourism encourages the protection of wildlife and natural resources. 2. Tourism improves infrastructure like roads, hotels, airports, hospitals, etc. 3. Tourism leads to job creation and reduces unemployment. 4. Tourism can bring higher levels of investment to developing areas. And 5. Tourists and local people can learn about each other's cultures. So, do you agree or disagree with these statements? Why not practice giving your opinions by writing your answers in the comments section below? We'll give feedback to the first or most interesting commenters. Well, that's going to do it. I hope you're feeling pretty good about Speaking Part 4. If you do feel like you got something out of this video, please go ahead and click the like button or share the post on your socials. And don't forget to leave your opinions on travel and tourism in the comments section below. We'd love to hear from you. So have a good rest of your day, and I hope I'll be seeing you later on in the series.